Okay, folks, welcome to the Fife Property Market Update. This is from the 9th of April to the 15th of April. So this is a look right across the Fife Property Market in terms of where the housing market is, in terms of where the supply and demand is, in terms of where property prices are as well, and also some of the shows that I actually did during the week, and have a wee chat about that. Remember, the key statistics are coming up this week in terms of the UK house prices and UK housing market, Scottish housing market, and also the Fife property market on the Wednesday, on actual Wednesday itself, on the 19th. So watch out for that update. We're going to be doing a midweek show on UK property prices. In terms of the Fife property market, let's drill down to that and see how we're getting on here. Let's look at the numbers. So the reason that we look at the numbers by region and overall itself throughout Fife is because it gives us a good idea about supply and demand and where the market is right now. So this is the right move. Properties actually listed and properties actually sold versus properties actually sold in the week of the 9th of April to the 15th of April yesterday. And again, as I said, it gives a good indication about where the property market is right now in the Fife area. Extrapolated right across Scotland, I would say as well, similar sort of picture. So if we look at the Cooper area, for example, there's 14 properties actually listed. Now, this is across every single estate agent. So 14 properties listed in the Cooper area, KY14, KY15 is the Cooper area. And there's actually 12 properties actually sold. So even Stevens in that week, supply and demand is very buoyant. East Nuke, 6 came on, 3 actually sold. That does not make a trend. I know a lot less sold, 50% sold, less sold than actually came on. But the week before and the week before and the week before in the East Nuke area, demand outstripped supply. St Andrews 6 versus 9. That's actually quite unusual because St Andrews was that the week before as well, almost. So St Andrews actually is seeing quite a resilient market in terms of number of people actually buying. Demand is outstripping supply, which is unusual considering that's the top of the price range and top price point for the Fife area. It could be the possibility that a lot of people are actually looking to get into that market because of the student accommodation and also the intake for the university for the year. We'll be starting, obviously, the new term in the August, September, October sort of time frame. So maybe people are actually settling down to get properties actually for that market. Levenmouth 13 versus 7. A lot of supply, not that much demand, but we'll see if that swings round next week. Dunfermline 50 versus 39, Glenorchy 17 versus 10, and Kirkcaldy actually 21 versus 24. So that's turned around, more demand than supply. Overall, 127 properties actually listed right through Fife, according to Rightmove, in the week just past to yesterday, and also 104 actually sold. So we're roughly about 20%. 20% shy in terms of supply and demand. We're about 80% supply versus demand. Okay, so 127, when you think about that, that represents, if you divide it by 7, 127 divided by 7, round about 18 properties. So every single day in Fife, 18 people make a decision to buy or sell a property according to this. Now, benchmark is usually about 20. So again, quite a healthy market in comparison to what the picture everyone else or the media will paint overall. Before we talk about what's coming to market, before we talk about what's sold as well, quickly go over one of the articles we did yesterday. Now, for most people, they'll probably watched it on the broadcast yesterday morning with Richard and I, and it was all about finding the gap and how to create the buy-to-let niche that's perfect for you. So if you're a landlord or thinking about being a landlord or an investor, you can actually get access to that. For the people on TikTok, clearly you'll not get access to that. You can visit our YouTube channel on Fife Properties TV on YouTube, and you will actually see that playlist for investors and private landlords, as well as the Wealth Creation Show, and we'll talk about that at the end. Same for people on Instagram as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow me to use our broadcast system on these platforms in order to let you see these numbers. So hence the reason why I'm explaining a lot more in detail for you guys. If you want to find out more about that, creating the buy-to-let niche that's perfect for you, then feel free to click on the link on the YouTube link, or for people on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, then you could, and YouTube, you can just click on that link right now and you can get access to that show we did yesterday, the podcast as well, and also the article that goes along with it. Let's talk about what's actually sold sold's a good one because it gives us a good indication about what's been sold in the week and our properties. In other words, what they went for, what they were, what type they were, how long they were on the market, and what type of property was it, and what price point they were at as well. Because that then gives you a good indication about, is the market still buoyant, what the prices are for these types of properties that we're going to discuss. The first one for me is Wilmay West 4th Street in Cellardyke. Now, this actually came back onto the market because we got through the buyer process when we're qualifying the buyer, when we're going through all the information, and it got to the solicitor as well. As far as the solicitor, this was a 4-bedroom terraced house, beautiful 3 levels. I had a net loft converted for accommodation as well, and also potential to accommodate the double garage at the back as well. This was on offers over 400,000, but it sold again from just going back on the market. It shows and demonstrates to me that in the East Neuk area, there's still a reasonable to high demand for properties around about the 400,000 value. It gives that type of accommodation. It's on offer. So that's West 4th Street in Cellardyke. The next one was Dunnachie Road in Kirkcaldy. No surprise there. Very, very popular Dunnachie Road area. It sold in 1 week after, again, being back on the market. Again, a different circumstances for the buyer, put it back onto the market. You can see a trend here happening where people are making offers. They're then being qualified about that offer a wee bit later on in the process, and therefore it's been picked up. Maybe interest rates have gone up, maybe their circumstances have changed, and therefore let's get it back on the market and get it sold again. And that's what happened. Went back on the market, sold again. It was a 3-bedroom detached bungalow. It needed a fair bit of work done on it. Hence the reason why the other person had to bow out, because they couldn't. They found out once they'd done all their sums, it really wasn't in that position to be able to afford to do it. So it was listed at offers over 190,000. So it is a way, again, new owners excited with a new project to work on. The next one is Monomill Road in Letham. This was sold in 10 days. Hear that pattern? 6 days, 1 week, 10 days, 3-bedroom terraced house. It was listed at offers over 250,000, and it was new owners are looking forward to moving to their new home. But again, I keep reiterating to you, 6 days, 1 week, 10 days. There is people out there at these price points, 400,000, 190 and 250, are ready to buy and want to buy property like these. So if you've got property like this, that price point is round about what you would be looking for, and by all means contact us. It's very, very important we hear from you. Let's talk about what's coming soon. I'm going to take that one off. So what's coming soon? Myrtle Terrace in Tayport, 3-bedroom terraced house is coming soon. So if you're interested in that one, contact us direct. For people on TikTok and Instagram, you contact us on 01334 65 42 and 21. So that's our numbers. If you just type in Fife Properties, Cooper, Leven, Glenorthus, wherever, will come up, and you'll be able to get our numbers quite easily. You can message us direct on these posts as well if you have a messaging facility available, and we'll pick up your information from that. So if you're interested in these types of properties, please contact us, register now to make sure you don't miss out when it does come to market, and you'll get a heads up before it comes to market so you know about it. High Street, Knockturmurty, 3-bedroom maisonette is coming on. North Wind in Collinsborough is another one, 2-bedroom mid-terraced house. So if that's the type of property you're looking for, contact us. Townsend Crescent in Kirkcaldy, 5-bedroom detached house will be coming on. Fisherman's Court in Crail, that's a 4-bedroom townhouse will be coming on. So if you're interested in any of these properties, please contact us direct as quick as possible, because you might miss out on these ones. Completed and over the line. This is properties that are actually sold, keys handed over. Now we can tell you what they went for. So Elizabeth Crescent in Newport-on-Tay was a 2-bedroom semi-detached house, great potential. It actually sold in 2 weeks. It sold for 3.4% over the home report value, and it went for 150,000. New owners are delighted with their first home and to move into it. That's the type of price points things are going for. You tend to find that properties are actually, all the prices have actually caught up now from where they were before. All the price adjustments that have come through now from properties that were going 15, 20 and 25% over the home report value. They've now all caught up. So the new properties coming on the market are aligned at the right price points. the right multipliers in terms of income, affordability as well, and they've gone in line now. So therefore, property prices are stabilised around about the home report value or just above it in terms of the price points. For the exceptional property, yes, you will get somebody jumping in and making you an offer you cannot refuse within a short. And the good thing is, it's sometimes it's within a short period of time as well, which gives you a lot good of certainty. But for some people out there that are nervous about their house selling and not having anywhere else to go, that is impossible to happen unless you accept an offer with these circumstances they want. If you want a longer entry date, you just say to the person, you want a longer entry date and you require a longer entry date. Therefore, you will get that longer entry date from the person that comes up as a natural result of doing that. So let's jump back. Midweek show. Let's talk about the midweek show. Is actually now a good time to buy, or should you actually wait? Well, the key out of this is, Perry and I actually did a show on this about the current economic climate, and is it the right time for home buyers to actually purchase a property in the area of Fife or right across Scotland? So you can get a full and frank discussion about this, about the current state of the property market in terms of buyers and sellers, or whether they should decide to buy or not to sell. We've got all that information on these links to these shows, so you can click on that link, you can go to the show, you can watch the video, or you can listen to the podcast, or you can read the article itself. I am going to tell most people the summation of this is now is definitely a good time to buy, I would say personally. And the reason I say it's definitely a good time to buy is because when you weigh up the pros and cons of buying now and waiting, there's so much exposure about waiting because of the uncertainty. It could be further down the road, hence the reason why it's wiser to buy now, especially if you're holding on to your property for the 5 years or more, because any extra money you would pay the now, which would have a short dip in the short term, will actually probably be recovered over the 5-year period anyway. But it gives you a stabilization in the housing market, and it allows you to trade up and trade down because you're now secure in that place. Because as the housing market goes up, your property price goes up with it. Therefore, you've stabilized your position in that market. So hopefully that's given you a really good insight into the market right now and where we are. Let's just finally finish off here. And I'll quickly talk about the Wealth Creation Show tomorrow. Richard and I spoke about it yesterday as well, and we actually touched on a lot of wealth creation secrets in our Find the Gap when we talked about how to create the perfect buy-to-let niche market. I actually really touched on a lot of wealth creation strategies as well in that show, so tune into that if you want to listen to that or watch the show itself. But one of the most important things we actually want to talk about tomorrow is in our Wealth Creation Show is what is the true meaning of wealth. There's a real perception out there that wealth is all about money. I would love to get other people's feedback about that as well, about what wealth is to them, what true wealth is to them. And I'll tell you some thought processes from people like Richard Branson, Elon Musk, also other people as well are successful at creating wealth and money. But when it comes down to it, do they actually value the money as the true wealth, or is it something else? That'd be quite interesting to know. And then also we'll look at some of your mainstream property investors, actually how they interpret what true wealth is. And then we'll probably discuss it between ourselves. And if you guys are available as well, we'd love to hear from you as well at the same time. So tune into the Wealth Creation Show, 12:30 tomorrow, and we'll see you then with Richard and myself. Until next time, guys, I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV. Bye-bye for now.